Hello, welcome, I am Wardley. If you're anything like me, you have a bit of an interest in sculpting and Blender. You're looking for a quick, easy way to produce sculpting brushes, right? Well, this is the right place for you today, because I want to show you how I use Krita to paint brushes for my various Blender projects. I hope you like this, and please be sure to like and subscribe if you do. Thank you, I need this. The basic idea is we have to produce an image that tells Blender how our brush looks like. This is where alpha images come into play. You see, an alpha image is a black and white image that can be used to represent height. You can think about alphas as a value between 1 and 0, 1 being white and 0 being black. If we assume the black is no height and essentially flat, the whiter we get, the higher. This means you can get a texture that represents the exact height you want. You can even use it as a displacement map in your textures. This is the part where you get your Wacom tablet out and choose a drawing software, because we are about to draw. I like Krita as it is a free alternative and really good for painting, but you can use just about anything really. Now that you have Krita opened, what you will want to do is get a black background on a separate layer, and then we can start painting the white values on the higher layer. I find it easier to think of this operation as a geological height map meant to showcase altitude on mountains. And you want to show a lot of snow on the top, so the whiter you get, the snowier, you could say. And you simply draw in shades of white until you have a gradation going on. I highly recommend the brushes you see in my favorites, as they can be really useful for getting something done fast. After that, you can use one of the mixing brushes to allow a smooth gradation between the currently sharp colors, so your image will look something like this. Now that we have that, it's time to go back to Blender. We need to create a new texture that uses the image we created, which will be used to drive a sculpting brush. Simply go to the tool panel and create a new setting for it. You can call it something you can recognize, and even create a library to easily access all your custom brushes. Once that is done, you can simply use your new brush by selecting it in the tool panel. Be sure to set the texture mapping to area and brush stroke to anchored, to make it easy to place. For things like skin, I find it easier to use the space option, but you can also use the mask brush to make sure other portions don't get overwritten by newer strokes. These brushes are very useful for very minute detail you will bake as textures later on your multi-resolution modifier. Do keep in mind you can always go to the texture panel to change your texture. So now what I'm gonna show you is a time-lapse of how I use these brushes on the sculpts I make. And the key factor here is that you can just skip all of it. You can go to the end if you like, and you can just see what you wanna see. And see the final result if you so please. So here I'm basically using the multi-resolution modifier, and I use it basically to make all the fine, minute detail that you will see later on. And so it's something you do at the end of the sculpting process. And what you see here is not what you would really want to do, because the hands and the arms are separate from the body, so you really don't want to do that when you are using the multi-resolution modifier. You want to have all one piece. But for now, that will do. So now you can use your newfound knowledge to create highly detailed brushes in Blender. Have a good one, and please be sure to stick around, because I have big things coming and you don't want to miss them. Thank you.